Alright, what is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to, I guess this is going to be a SHOUTCAST Sunday or something. So this is a game I played during last week's Brawl. Immediately my teammate here super salty that this game took like 5 years to load because Bob's Guns, I think, had an internet problem. And then so this guy decided to just leave. And so, oh, that was really cool. I didn't know you glowed like that when you left. So yeah, I was just playing a casual game with Bob's. I wasn't expecting to cast it, but then this turned out to be a pretty epic game, so I was like, you know what, I feel like you guys should see it. So here we are. I'm playing some Dehaka here. This is the Brawl modifiers. We have Bountiful, we have Void, so we can't see very far, and we also have hybrid chambers here. So I'm gonna see if I can just zoom out here. Points bar? I do want to see the points, right? I want to see the points, right? Yeah. Wait, what? Okay. Anyways, yeah, so right now we're just starting off as Dehaka. I'm against Zagara and like Karax and I don't remember this guy. Swan, I think? Was it Swan? I don't remember who this guy was. But yeah, anyways, I didn't know it was Zagara for the longest time. I just thought it was I was up against like Kerrigan or something because they only put out one queen. I'm pinging the cannons and stuff for myself. Oh, it was MERCS, right? Okay, yeah, that's who it was. I remember now. MERCS tried to pull up some like desperate stuff at the end of the game. You guys will see what I mean by some desperate stuff. So, with Bountiful, Dehaka is actually one of the better commanders to have Bountiful with because Dehaka just needs a lot of money for his late game. Like for his real scaling, unstoppable late game, he needs those dollars. So, yeah, I'm spotting every single wave, so you guys can already imagine what's gonna happen. This is gonna be a creeper apocalypse. However, I have to survive until that stage, because if I try to go full creeper, I might just lose the game because I got no one else to catch me, right? So it's a really delicate balance of putting out units and also teching up and also getting your siege. So right now I got some Ravageurs because I was like, Ravageur is actually a really good unit overall with Dehaka to tank, and I have a Dehaka every single wave, so they're gonna stay alive for quite a while. And Ravageurs do damage to armored, which the queen is, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna probably encounter an armored creature, an armored enemy at some point, so you know, keep those guys on here. I think at this point I start deciding to tech up. Yeah, I'm starting to get head to tier 2, which is actually just in time because look at all those Zerglings. I'm gonna need some igniters for that, or by some igniters I mean I just need one igniter per wave and that'll handle stuff. I think I was gonna get the igniters for the sentinels anyways. So yeah, right now I don't think I've actually leveled up the hybrid chamber. I only have it as level 1, and I just really mostly because I don't want it to I don't want to spend too much cash on the hybrid chamber until I've stabilized. So what I like to do here is usually I'll put 1 point in the hybrid chamber and then go up to tier 3 and then get that tier 3 hybrid. That is technically the most cost efficient, the hybrid behemoth. And then that extra 100 gold is usually 110 minerals, I say, that, like, to be accurate, is used for just other stuff, like, you know, getting out a creeper host. So right now I'm just trying to survive. I see that it's Zagara now because I see these roaches and I'm like, oh crap, it's Zagara. Well, now I really have to like slam it down because I think Zagara actually can beat me pretty nicely. But Zagara never scaled to the point where she could actually crush me. But I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to spoil anything, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna title this video something really clickbaity as well, so you guys will probably know what's gonna happen. But you know, it's about the growth in the process, right? So right now we're just battling our way here. Right now I'm just like listening to some like really nice music inspired from like the cyberpunk anime music track, the I really want to stay at your home. So here it gets a little dicey here. I'm like, oh shoot, they're on my base. I don't even put out a worm. Actually, the only worm I put out, the first worm I put out, is actually the greatest worm possible. So we have our igniter here. I have the igniter flame breath now, so I think we're gonna stabilize against all the Karax guys rushing me down. If you're ever in a 3 on the team 3 side against the player 1, you want to switch up your strategy. So like Karax can at least go air, and that will really mess me up. Whereas Zagara and MERCS can definitely go heavy ground. MERCS doesn't really have an air force. August Grad is out of question because I will literally eat it every single time because I have a Dehaka every single wave. That being said, I was a little lazy, so I didn't really micro it. So an August Grad could have actually been a good one anyways. So yeah, now I have 2 of the igniters, and these guys are the chunky igniters, the ones with like 50% more health, which is actually a blessing. Because they spawn every single wave too, so that's really good. So my wave is actually getting augmented artificially by just it staying alive for longer. Ravageurs are great because they actually don't suicide, so they help you stack. As weird as that sound, they have like an 8 range, so they will stack really nicely. So here we go, Karax is coming out with his first Air Force. Got some Mirages, and I'm like, oh crap, this is Mirages. Well, you know, maybe I can just ignore them. I think my first decision is like, I'll buy a few Hydralisk and pay the Mirage tax, you know, maybe that'll work out. But that doesn't work after a certain amount of time. But right now I'm just thinking in my head, you know what, let's get some Hydralisk. So here we go. I slammed down this guy, and that's my tempo play here. Got my creeper host at 5 minutes, and we're gonna start stacking some creepers on our opponents here. So here we go, boys. The first creeper is gonna enter the battlefield. It's gonna attack Zagara and actually have quite a lackluster effect. But this behemoth is huge. Like its AOE is just shredding those roaches, and it's really helping me stabilize here. I ate that last Mirage because I was like, get out of here. Hybrid behemoth doing some chop chop. He's gonna get his constricting slime, do 10 damage to everybody. That's actually a pretty nice AoE, I'll be honest. And we're just powering through, and then there's a huge beam here. That actually hits my creepers, which is very sad. I didn't expect that to happen. And then we're just going spit, spit, vomit, vomit. Oh man, getting picked up here. So I think I'm still thinking. I think here's why I start buying Hydralisk. I just like slammed my table there. Oops. I think I start buying some Hydralisk here because I'm like, the Mirages are starting to actually get out of control. But as long as I pick up my my Igniters, it's not the worst because my Igniters have a lot of base armor. Like they got 3 base armor, so Mirages are just gonna tickle them, right? They're getting tickled right now. It is bad though because I do need them to be in the front line to tank. But I put down 2 more creepers. Oh my goodness, look at that beauty. 2 more creepers gonna devastate these guys here. So you're already seeing the powerful effects of the creepers here coming in. But yeah, we're just getting dinged down here. There's no beam to unstack these creepers now. And the Ravistors are actually a great sort of medium line anti-armor unit because they do kind of stack pretty nicely too. And then, oh, look at all those boys. They dead. They dead. And then we spitting bars here. There's a siege tank here. I actually don't even like. I think I only just got my first worm. Just got my first worm, boys. And then I think I'm gonna like slam it down or something. So also Dehaka, you can slam down worms every single wave. I've tried to hit every single worm every wave, but obviously, you know, it's a bit hard because I'm like on the battlefield, dropping worms, making decisions, putting units down, coming back. At least I wasn't filming while this was happening, because if that was what was happening, like that would have been really crazy and hectic. Like, I was just trying to not lose at this point. I was just like, you know, maybe we can get a win here. So here we go. The creepers are stacking, and I'm like, all right, there we go. It's gonna be a pretty easy victory. Creepers are gonna stack, and I'm just gonna barrel my way through. And then Manx builds some Mutalisk, and I'm like, no, that is the last thing I want to see because Mutalisks are actually kind of threatening to my Hydras. Like the thing is with Hydras, like they at least can shoot at Mirages safely once the Graviton prison's down. But yeah, like Mutalisks will just devastate you, and they will also do pretty well against these little Locust guys because they do the bounce. I never ever got aerial burst sacks. Swear if I bought aerial burst sacks, I would have 100% lost this game. Do not buy aerial burst sacks. This game is a testament as to why you should not buy aerial burst sacks. All right, so these guys will ignore all those like pesky flyers, and they're just gonna crash down on these guys down here. So right now there's a bunch of hybrids here. And a few immortals, and I'm just like, oh shoot, they have a little stack coming up here. I'm kind of in trouble here, so I actually got out a behemoth to help me tempo out a very big friend, a very big friend that is actually very useful against Zagara and very useful against Karax. You guys may or may not know him already. He's not out yet. I think I'm still saving. Like I'm still a little broke. Yeah. Oh, there it is. I have the money for the big friend here. He costs 850 minerals. If that rings a bell, well, you guys already know what I'm talking about here. Explosive Creeper only does 40 damage? Really? I swear they seem to do more damage than that. I guess they don't do that much damage then. So a Creeper only hits 80 damage then per rotation, 160. So there we go. This friend here, my gigantic Tyrannosaur, is gonna turn the tide against this Mutalisk. So right now, the Mutalisks are out of range, but the Mutalisk will move into range of his Spike Burst if they go to attack him, because the Spike Burst range is actually pretty chunky. I think it's the circle here that you see, and I'm gonna Spike Burst on. I think I Spike Burst manually here because they won't actually Spike Burst the Mirages because the Mirages can't actually pick it up because it's massive. It's got 5 attack range and it hits 5 times. That's actually kind of nuts. So we have a lot of behemoths here, and I'm like, who needs behemoths when you have your own behemoths in the build menu? Like these guys got 2,000 health, I got 1,500. You know, close enough. I got a better AOE attack, 100 damage Spike Burst. And these behemoths only have like 10 damage constricting slime. Like, get out of here, boys. The slime ain't nothing. So we literally just power through here, spike burst on these guys, leaves these guys with 20 health, which is pretty good because my Hydrals can then like 2-shot them, just finish it off with 2 auto attacks. So there we go. We're just gonna power through with some Hybrid Behemoths here. I think here is where I start trying to put down worms more often. I'm like trying to put down some. Yeah, there we go. They're the worms. They're coming in here. Worms are some extra DPS that are just unkillable on my wave. The only problem now I run into is that I can't really breach the cannon just yet. My stack's not quite big enough. And I say this, but actually that's entirely a lie. Look at that giant flock of Death Locusts coming in here. Ooh, just chunking here. And then like the Tyrannosaur is just going to cleave. They're actually really good against the Gar too, because the Gar has a lot of like close range combat units too. Actually the Spike Burst is just out of range. Maybe gotta walk them up a bit closer if it was manual control, you know. And I think I get my Fire Breath here. Do I get my Fire Breath? Yep. And having a Fire Breath every single wave on top of having Spike Burst every wave, and the Creepers, like Dehaka is actually the AoE king if you think about it. Not thinking about it, like he's actually the AoE king. But he needs a lot of money to make this happen, and I would not have been able to make this happen without Bountiful. Like as a Zerg commander, he has so much AoE. I feel like other Zerg commanders is like they only have either Banelings or Ultralisks to rely on. I mean, I guess Abathur's got like his other guys. Oh my god, huge Spike Burst there. There we go. The only bad thing is these things take forever to attack. I'm like, I should probably upgrade the armor on these guys so I don't take as much damage. But yeah, like another Spike Burst will do in those guys. There we go. But yeah, I guess Abathur does have AoE too. Kerrigan has like her ultras, but that's not like really good AoE. Like Dehaka's AoE is like, it just feels good every time. Mirages can't really do anything to us. Like look at my Igniter is just, he's got 5 extra armor. He's got the Tyrant's protection from a Tyrannosaur here. The Tyrannosaur's Kaiser Blades is doing 35. He's gonna cleave all those Zerglings. He's gonna collect all the units here for the Creepers to just attack. This is the perfect synergy of front line and back line. Look at that thing. Beautiful. And Dehaka himself is not a pushover either. He's got a lot of health. He's freaking massive here. He's got more health than the Tyrannosaur now, actually. It's like 1,700 or something like that. Yep. So just having like these gigantic meat shields spawn every wave with like essentially biological siege tanks. Oh, it's so beautiful. There's the Shock Division here that's annoying me. I think I try to get my next worm up on there or something like that. It is hitting my Tyrannosaur pretty hard. I think my Tyrannosaur goes down to it. Oh, does it not? Oh no, it lost sight of it. Okay, that's good. There's a lot of Colossi coming in. I don't know why there's so many Colossi. I'll be honest, Karax, he could have gone Carriers and actually given me a big headache. I think Carriers would have actually forced me to go Aerial Burst Sack or something like that. I don't think I can deal with Carriers. The one thing I cannot answer is Carriers. So thinking about it, this game was actually, it was actually my game to, it was my game to struggle to win, and it's usually in a 1v3, it is the enemies, it is the 3's game to lose, I would say. Because it is very hard to itemize against 3 opponents at the same time, or build against. So now I have 2 Tyrannosaurs, so basically, even if there's a giant front of Mutalisk, they're all getting shredded down to like, basically one shot. Now we see the first Sky Fury here, there we go. The Cope Fury boys. Well, actually, it's not. It's actually a good. It's a good unit. It's just that there's just so much going on here. It is a good unit against me though because of the bonus massive damage, but they are really terrible against my Creepers when they land. So that's also beautiful too. And the Sky Furies have to land to hit my Tyrannosaurs. So I see that and I'm just like, okay. So in order to protect my Tyrannosaurs, I just have to buy some cheaper front line. And so I think I start buying some ultras here. Like I get this when we pushed up to this point, I was like, I know I've probably won this game at this point. Like I know I can win. Like all this time I'm just balancing building creepers and building some sort of front line. So I think I'm still trying to turn out some more creepers here. Like just having creepers come out every single wave is actually so omega oppressive. There we go. Boom, boom. Some of the creepers are about to hit the base. There we go. The base took a few shots there. Dehaka gonna clap these guys here. I think I still have a Tyrannosaur there. Yeah, he's trying to 1v1 those guys over there. It's going okay. Man, the Tyrannosaurs, man. They're so good when you have so many of them. Or when you're able to buy so many of them in a situation where they're actually applicable. Probably the best Zerg ground unit. Maybe besides the Apocalypse. I would say the Apocalypse is probably the best in terms of like 1v1 damage dealing potential. But Tyranisaur just has everything. It's got armor buffing for nearby allies. It's got an AoE cleave ability that hits the air and ground. It can hit air and ground regularly. Like, overall, pretty good. It can even have thorns if you manage to get 4 of them. The 4th one always has thorns. But if you have 4 Tyranisaurs and you either haven't won or lost, something's not going right. Something's not going right. Anyways, the Mutalisks here are just, they're getting shot up by Spike Bursts here. This Sky Fury here is gonna, well, it got stunned by the cleave. They are gonna do our Tyrannosaurs in pretty hard. But there we go. My 2 Ultralisks are coming out here. I got some more Creeper Hosts coming in. So if I bought Aerial Burst Sacks, these guys would go for the Mirages rather than the juicy Colossi that are on the ground that can take AoE damage. But you can see here, there's a lot of Sky Furies coming up, and I'm actually starting to get worried. So this is actually my attempt to seal the game. I sent out the tier 1 hybrids because I wanted as many of them as possible to like just help me like punch through with DPS and stuff. So these guys are gonna come here. They're gonna devastate Zagar's backline here. Holy damage, boys! And then these guys are actually gonna hold the line here for me and keep all of our opponents there, so that my creepers can just sort of power through and not get shot up and shoot up into pieces. And here we go, desperate attempt here. We gotta try and push in. I think so. We got our Furies here on the ground. Furies on the ground, tanks on the ground. Everything's getting smashed. I'm not even putting that worms anymore. Maybe I am. I'm just not seeing them. But Furies here just getting CC'd into the ground by my hybrid here. These hybrid are still alive. And my next wave's coming up. I would say Carax's wave. Carax finally has a bunch of carriers. He has 5 carriers. Oh my god. I think if this game lasted even a little bit longer than this, I would have just straight up lost. So my gambit with the hybrid actually paid off, because that actually set us up to win this push before the carriers came out. If those carriers came out in force, I would have actually been devastated here. So I'm actually going to see if I can take over. Can I jump into the game here? Increase, decrease speed. Wait, what happened to this? What happened to the ability to take over a player? Oh my goodness. I want to see the damage dealt here. I just remember that I dealt like 236k damage. So it was actually redonkulous. And yeah, I can't. Oh, is that? Oh, I guess it's because it's my replay. I can't take over. Before I would just watch other people's replays. I guess this is my perspective. Is it gonna see me go through the stats? I go through the stats here. Hello? Oh, there it is. There it is. Pause. Look at that damage output. Look at that damage taken. It's insane. I think one of these guys, this guy here has 209 kills. And there's a creeper here with, I think like the MVP was actually the Tyrannosaur. Yeah, this guy has 169 kills. This is the Tyrannosaurs and the creeper host for the MVPs. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this little shoutcast, be sure to leave a like. I don't know if I'll be able to do more of these. Probably not. But I just wanted to put this game out there because it was pretty memorable. And I was like, man, everyone should see this. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.
The tires! Let's light some fires!
Need a light?
They picked the wrong fight.